Hey, what's up, guys? Your boy OG Black. Smash, like, subscribe, hit that button right there. I'm gonna bring you guys a fire interview. You know, they just extradited el Cholo, Ivan. I know something really good about the extradition process. I'm gonna bring you guys a little video of me and OG Shadow and OG Black getting down on an interview. I covered him up for copyright infringement rights. I hope you guys enjoy this. This is your boy OG Black, bringing you guys my experience in Mexico that I had. You know, I'm not saying it's the only one, but I understand in Cholo Ivan, you know, being extradited must suck. It's your boy OG Black, gonna bring you guys an old school interview. Hope you guys enjoy it. Here we go. There we go, guys.
Yes, sir. Chingazo, Simon.
Al chingazo, dijo el Charo.
You got it. We got the big homie, Mr. Black,
the big homie
in the house again.
The big little homie.
It's been a little bit while since we've been able to link up like this because he's got a busy schedule and
you're always busy.
So it's kind of hard for me to do interviews because both of us are on, you know what I'm saying, on a busy schedule.
All right, guys. I love you guys, man.
So
OG Black don't hate nobody.
I think it's been about a month since I've got him on the channel, so I wanted to ask him in detail, especially right now, everyone being extradited, like starting with El Chapo to, you know, everybody. I've done videos of people getting extradited, and this person, Mr. Black, that's here in front of us, he's been extradited, just like all these the figures you see that being extradited right now, and he actually knows the whole process in person.
Sure does.
So yeah. That's really, this is really going to be a unique interview. A lot of people don't know about this and won't ever hear about it because it's actually like a big legal process and it's drawn out and it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So you were saying that they had to physically identify you and stuff before they could get like a warrant or something like that. What was that about, brother?
These are our videos.
When I was on the run, when I skipped bail, so I skipped bail in the U.S. right here, and I skipped bail, and I ended up going to Tijuana, you know, to gather myself up and do everything right. But what people don't understand is the process of being extradited isn't as easy as people think it is. Even if you're a U.S. citizen and you're in another country, the process of extraditing you isn't as easy as people think it is. And the problem with it is that whatever country you're in, usually the kind of relationship they have with the U.S. depends on how quickly they're going to extradite you and the process and the money-wise, too. For my case, they had to physically go down to Tijuana. The DA agents told me. A lot of people don't understand is that when you talk to the federal agents or DA agents, and when I mean talk to them, I don't mean tell them, hey, you know, yeah, this is what I did. They shoot the shit with you, like, hey, how you doing? Like, yeah, you're a little shit trying to find. Things like
people
that.
In the United States don't understand that. Yep.
Yeah, they're just shooting the shit with them. You're not squealing or talking. You know, a lot of people play that whole fifth thing and stay quiet. That's cool. That's just gonna make your whole fucking journey even harder. But whatever, you know.
Yeah, it's better to be fucking cool with them, man. You know, right off the top.
Whatever. They know your job. You know their job, and it is what it is, and it's their job to get you, and it's your job to run. That's the way I always saw it. But so they have to. What happened with me was the DEA explained to me that once they knew that I was in Tijuana, or they got a tip that I was in Tijuana, they had asked, I believe, the Mexican government or the consulate, the embassy of Mexico, or the U.S. government of Mexico, if they could put a warrant out for my arrest. I have some contacts in Tijuana and stuff like that, and family that are in the government. I don't think that helped at all. I think Mexico just didn't give a shit, you know, that I was there.
Yeah, the United States has a lot of power over them, you know, over the government.
Yeah, because the Mexican Marine Comandante that got me told me, hey, look, I really don't give a shit what you do. I know your people, and we don't have a problem with you being here. These guys over here, the suits, have a problem with you being here. And when I mean the suits, he meant the DEA. So the DEA told me that they had to physically go down to Tijuana and physically ID me and take some photos of me and get back to the U.S. for the whole extradition process of extraditing me from Tijuana to the U.S. because it's not as easy as people think, like, hey, man, you know what, we're going to arrest this guy in a foreign country and we're going to take him, you know what I mean? There's a lot of things that could happen. So that was that process on how they had to get me. They had to actually ask for permission to get me, and then they had to do a joint search for me with the U.S. and Mexican government to get me because
Little
the
shadows
Mexican
always
government's not going to let a bunch of DEA agents
screaming.
or FBI agents run around in Mexico with guns.
Yep.
You know?
The terror of
And
Yeah,
let me
just
tell you
like when
something.
the Mormons came down, they had to be escorted by Mexican Marines and state police and stuff. Yep, 100%.
And people say they don't have guns, but I don't think that's true because I could have swore I saw a DEA agent with a sidearm. So
They do. They definitely have guns, brother. If you look in like some of the pictures where they arrested El Chapo, they slipped, and in the picture, dude was like showing off with El Chapo's hat and stuff. And there's a couple pictures where you can see his sidearm. So you're completely right, brother. You're completely right.
yep.
That's
That's
100%.
that's what happened to me, and people understand that whole extradition process. Like right now, you know, people always focus on El Chapo. People always focus on, you know, that they're extraditing these drug dealers, that they're doing this, you know, Pablo Escobar and all them. What they were trying to say is they're extraditing these people because they're listening to the U.S., not because Mexico wants to extradite them or get rid of them. It's because the U.S. wants them. So they're giving them up. They're pretty much giving up their own citizens to a foreign country. You know what I mean? Because they've committed crimes in this country or in any other country. You know, they're giving them up. So the extradition process isn't easy. You know what I mean? As you know that they did to Mayito Gordo. They tricked them. They put him on the plane and told them we're taking him to Mexico City. And he said, where am I going? He said, Mexico
he just wanted
City
to get out of Jalisco. He thought he was going to Mexico City, like you said. He was just trying to get out of Jalisco. Wow, man, I can't imagine the look on his face when he realized he was flying north and it was taking too long to flight. You know, he's not dumb. He's been on airplanes a lot, so he would have been like, he would have known. You know what I'm saying? He would have known. Oh man, that would have been a horrible feeling to be tricked like that, brother.
Oh man.
He thought he was gonna be living the good life in Mexico City, you know what I'm saying, and have some pull and stuff, and he's gonna go to the United States and be in like a solitary confinement, probably, you know, some type of hardcore lockdown, and they'll put guards that don't speak any Spanish, so he can't communicate. You know, they like to cut you off. You know what I'm saying? So when you got arrested, what was it like when they first brought you into the judicial system in Tijuana? Like, what was the when I got arrested by the Mexican Marines, they went and they got me at my house where I live in, at my privada where I was living at. After my arrest, they arrested me. I had got hit, so they had already knocked me down, gaffled me up, you know, sat me down in my apartment, you know, and they slapped me around for a little bit, asked me who my boss was, this and that. And they kind of got their ear pulled because they knew the DEA agents were outside waiting for me already. The DEA agents never left me. The DEA agents were there when they went and they hit the house. They were there. They were watching the whole thing. They wanted to make sure that nothing happened wrong, nothing went sour. And that's their own words. They told me, we were afraid they were going to let you go. We were afraid you were going to talk your way out of there and they were going to let you go. He said, because it's happened before. He goes, so, you know, we had spent a lot of manpower and time. He's all trying to get you. He said, so we weren't just going to let them, you know, let you slip away that easily and get your way out of it. He's all, because we knew you had some money and you're maybe going to buy your way out. But very true, brother. Let me state for everybody. I've seen this man's paperwork, so is Sean Atwood, and he was arrested with a very large quantity of money, and so everything he's saying is true. So don't just take it with a grain of salt. Everything he's telling you, I've seen the paperwork and it's proved. This dude had a lot of money on him at all times. He got arrested with a lot of money, so he could definitely have bought his way out of there, like he's saying. If the DEA agents weren't there, this dude would have got out 100%, probably.
And my family, as Shadow knows, my family, they work in the. I mean, I don't want to say too much, but we have friends in the you know, in the government too. So the Comandante knew exactly who I was. When he asked me my full name, he said, "Oh shit." He goes, "I know who you are," and I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Oh man," he said, "Look," he goes, "we could have probably worked this out, but these DEA agents are here." He goes, "And I can't do nothing no more." He said, "I can't do anything no more." And so after I got slapped around for a little bit, I got asked who my boss was and everything. They took me to go see a doctor. right? And this doctor checked me over and everything, and pretty much they made me sit in front of a chair in front of a camera and say, "Hey, my name, Mr. Black," and I wasn't beaten by no federal Mexican officers.
Oh yeah, yeah. They send you with the doctor, right? You have a doctor
they send
check
you
you
with the
out.
doctor. So the doctor gives you a physical and everything, you know.
I've heard that. Yeah.
So I sat there and I told him that I wasn't physically harmed or hurt or threatened, or I wasn't threatened to say it, or I wasn't, you know, coerced or told anything to do it. You know what I mean? And you know, I remember exactly what it was in Spanish. You know, I said a ningún momento que los policiales estatales y los marinos me hicieron un daño físicamente o mentalmente. Todo mi cuerpo y mi daño es my own, es de mi own hecho. So pretty much everything that I had on me, my wounds were by myself, and I already had them before, you know, they got me. So after that process, after I saw the doctor, I know that the Mexican Marines and DA were having a sort of a problem because they were mad because I don't know if the U.S. had done everything correctly or what, but the Mexican Marine guy said, "Hey, look, I don't have to hand you over yet." He said, "Yet." That was his key word. He said, "Yet." And after that, he got mad. They stuck me in the truck. And we went down Insurgentes, which is a long strip in Tijuana, long boulevard. We went down Insurgentes Boulevard, and he asked me if I wanted to eat. And I wasn't in any mood or anything to argue with the guy. I was just like, whatever, man. Fucking, you know, whatever you guys want to do, as long as you guys ain't going to kill me, you know? And, you know, because you have to be in good graces with those guys. If not, you're just in their body, and you'll end up in a hole somewhere that nobody gives a shit about anyways, you know?
100%.
But I tell Shadow all the time, I sure played that U.S. citizen card to the T. I mean, guys, to the T. Excuse me, to the T. I played that U.S. citizen card to a T.
Yeah, that'll save your life, brother, because
they sure did.
They know it's not that easy for them. You know,
yeah.
Things I said that made when I got drafted, and I told some people that I knew, and I told them I was a U.S. citizen. Like I said in the video yesterday, it kind of backfired because then they got scared. They're like, then we can't let them go. We got to kill them because they just, you know what I'm saying, that it's almost like attempted murder. I don't know what you call that, you know what I'm saying, when they beat you that bad. They got scared, you know what I'm saying, because they didn't know. They didn't know I was a U.S. citizen. They just thought I was güero, you know what I'm saying, and I spoke mucho. That's all they thought.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, homie, because there's a lot, you know, there's a lot of people that go back and forth, and you know, they have dual citizenship. It's pretty common here. You know what I'm saying? That's nothing uncommon at all. In fact, most of the people now that work with the mafia are dual. They try to get just people with dual citizenship because they can.
Well, that's a thing people don't know. Like, I'll tell you guys a little trick of the trade most mafia families do, and you can tell they're mafia right away, like the DEA said, or the FBI. When you have a kid, and your kid is born a U.S. citizen, what you do is, after he's 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, even a week old, you get him, and you go back to wherever you're from in Mexico, whether it be Michoacan, Sinaloa, Guamuchi, and you go to these little towns, and you just say, hey, you know what, my wife had the baby at the house. Did you guys check out the baby? Yeah, blah, 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 blah. They give her the birth certificate and everything, and now you have a birth certificate from Mexico, you know?
That's what my parents did. Yeah, that's crazy, brother.
Yeah. That's how they do it. That's how they do it.
That's funny.
The old mafia. That's the old mafia thing, you know, and that's how people know that, you know, the government knows you're part of mob families or you come from a mob family and stuff. They're like, the stuff that you do normally, you know, you carry around little flip phones and stuff like that, and they're like, yeah, these guys are definitely still, you know, it's engraved in you, it's embedded in you, it's hard to have it to break, you know what I mean? Really hard
I think a lot of things are genetic, even stuff like that, like the risk taking, and you know, that stuff's in the blood, like you said, 100%. So when you got put into the jail in Tijuana, brother, what was it like going into the jail there? Like, what was I've never been to a jail in a border town. The only jails I know is in Sinaloa and in Mexico City. I've never been in jail in a border town in my life.
Okay, so the jail I went to in Tijuana, right, was right by Otay, and the process there is nothing even compared to U.S. process at all. when I got there, they already knew who I was, what was I about, what was going on. I got there, and the guards were they put me down from the car, and I was shackled from head to toe, feet, everything. And I'm walking in. They told me to sit down. They got my name and made sure I was who I was. They put a tag on me, and they told me, "Hey, look, you're gonna go walk into that cell right there with all those guys." And I said, "All right." So I walked into a cell, and as soon as I walked into a cell, the guy was like, "Hey, you know, like, where are you from?" In Spanish, he asked me, "De donde eres?" He goes,
¿Dónde vienes, cabrón?
Yeah, and I told him the truth. I go, "Hey, look, I, I, I just came from the U.S. I'm over here because I'm hiding out. Me andan buscando y ando aquí en Tijuana trabajando." I told him, "I'm just
You told me the truth.
Yeah, and I came honest, you know, and he told me, "Oh, you're a
you ain't
Chicano."
got nothing to hide, homie.
Yeah, I told him, "Hey, I'm a Chicano," you know, and he said, "You're Chicano?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Oh," he said, "Your Spanish is pretty good." I said, "Well, my family, they're from Mexico." He said, "All right." He goes, "Well, hey, your people are over there." And there was a couple, you know, Chicanos, and they're, what they are is people that were born in Mexico that were brought up in the U.S. like our homeboy Spider, you know.
Yep.
And good motherfuckers too. I mean, good people, you know, good people, real good people, man. I mean, they'll give you their shirt off their back if they can. They'll give you half of their sandwich. You know, whatever they got, you got. You know what I mean? And that's what makes them a good homies, you know. And we had a couple there, and there was guys from Tijuana there. There was two guys from Sonora. There was like 3 or 4. Everyone had their own little clique, you know. And I was only there about 10 hours, 11 hours.
Oh, damn.
And then waiting in that cell, just waiting, sitting there, smelled so bad too, cooking, frying, smelled like a mixture of armpits and just, it was just bad, man. But after that, I guess the Marines decided, hey, it was time for old Mr. Black to leave, you know.
Yeah.
So they picked me up. I was done, man. I was just physically, mentally beat, man. I was just like, man, when am I going home? And to tell you the truth, people, when the Mexican Marines got me, and I saw the DE agents, and they told me, "Don't worry, Blackie, don't worry. Just a little bit more. You hang in there." They said, they actually told me, "You hang in there." They said, "You hang in there." And the Mexican Marines took me to the border. At the border, they handed me over to immigration and DEA. DEA was standing right next to immigration, and the Mexican Marines literally handed me over, unhandcuffed the handcuffs. Immigration put the handcuffs on me and walked me through that little side tunnel and stuck me into the building.
Damn. So that's how they do it, just like that, huh?
Yep, just like that. And the Mexican Marines, when they handed me over to the DEA, they handed me over to the Border Patrol, DEA, and the bounty hunters that were looking for me too, because I had skipped bail. Mm-hmm. So they were looking for me too. And they were mad because they weren't going to get any of the skip bail money because they didn't find me.
Yeah, they got a time period that they have to find you. Yeah.
You know, if people don't understand this, when I got arrested in Tijuana by the Mexican Marines, they got a newspaper. It's called La Zeta. They got that newspaper and they made me hold it up. And they took a picture with me with the newspaper. And I said, "Why did you guys do that?" And they said, "We have to do this because it shows the day we arrested you. The day we arrested you. The newspaper can't lie," they said. "The newspaper always shows the date and the front cover." You see what I mean? The headline. The headline of this day is, and they know that that's the day you got arrested. That way I couldn't say that they held me more, they beat me, or this and that. You know, they took a picture of me before.
To account for time. Yep, yeah. Of course.
So that's what they did. I forgot to say that they did do. They took a picture of me when they captured me. They took a picture with the newspaper. And they handed me over to the Border Patrol or to the U.S. Immigration. I mean, the U.S. Immigration, DEA. And then after that, I walked into that little thing. It was like a little office. Immigration took the handcuffs over to me and they handed me over to the DEA. The DEA told me, "Look, we just arrested you. You have a warrant out of Orange County. We were sent by the Drug Enforcement Agency to find you. We found you. Now," they said, "we just have to wait." They said, "till Orange County comes get you." But actually what happened is that San Diego County put a hold on me so they could hold me until Orange County came. And I actually waited, I think, about 3 or 4 hours before my time was up, and San Diego was going to kick me out to the street. But Orange County showed up, and I was like, son of a bitch.
Man, yeah,
Oh,
I know
man.
that feeling when you know you're getting to your final destination. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then Orange County came and got me, took me to Orange County, and a day later I was in front of the judge, and he was like, so, Mr. Black, how was your vacation?
I love Shadow's laugh. It's funny, huh?
Yeah. I said, well, it wasn't
dirtbag.
Disneyland, sir. I said, you know,
It's not Disneyland, yes, sir.
not Disneyland, sir. Not
And,
Disneyland.
you know, a lot of people don't understand how the extradition process is like. What words should I use? Is like it lowers the morale of like the Mexican Marines and the people here, because they're having to be subservient to these American agents coming here telling them what to do and how to do the damn job, and
Yeah.
they don't like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of people do get away in extradition cases and stuff like that, because they find it like un traición de patria, or, you know, like someone's betraying them, man. Like, you know, like the country's betraying them. You know what I'm saying? They, a lot of times, like you said, they didn't want to give you up, brother, because they don't even like that. If you were doing something bad there, they know they would have came and got you. So they know
they told me that too. They said
yeah,
for
they
a while
know you weren't messing anything up there. So why would they have a problem with you being there? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy that the American government has that much power to force the hand. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to say impressive, but it is impressive that how fast the extradition process can be done. Like what happened to you, like what happened to Maito Gordo, they got him fast, man. Like
overnight.
the time it takes to fly, the time it takes to fly the federal jet they use, from where he was in Jalisco to when he got to the U.S. You know what I'm saying? It was
San Diego, when he got to San Diego.
A couple hours, just like your process was. You said 10 hours, man. That's basically what they did to him.
Alright, guys, I hope you guys like that. Smash, like, subscribe. You know, guys, a lot of people say to me, hell yeah, OG Black, he doesn't like Shadow. I don't really care, man. I leave that vato alone. I let him do his thing. I wish him the best of luck. I hope he doesn't get in any trouble. He knows that I don't wish him any harm. It's your boy OG Black, man. Smash like. Got my Patreon open. Go support it, guys. $3. $3 a month gets you on my Patreon, man. It's your boy OG Black. And I'm out.